Hi folks, Ariel and Bradley over here at Nyth, where today I want to discuss something super important to every single one of you guys. The title is not clickbait. This is actually a discussion about this being the last video on the channel ever. And here's the reasons why. This gets into some rather boring stuff. It's not the kind of thing I would normally choose to cover on the channel, and it's something I'd rather not be needing to talk about at all. But a couple weeks ago, I and every other creator on YouTube, that's anybody who makes a video that you guys enjoy watching, got an email from YouTube informing us, sending a link to more information about changes to the COPPA rule. That's the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, something like that. I've got lots of links below to everything I'm talking about if you guys want more info. Now, at first glance, the COPPA rules are designed to protect children online. None of us are arguing that we want to see, pedophiles getting kids' info online or anything like that. But the changes the FTC has made to this are very, very concerning, and these are going to go into effect January 1st. And I believe I've spent a lot of time in the last couple weeks reading these rules, reading the comments about them, listening to various lawyers' advice on this topic and so on. What is concerning is I believe it will mean the end of most family-friendly content on YouTube. So the rules were originally designed to protect children. They were originally written in 1988 or 89 or something. As we all know, the internet has changed a bit since the 80s. And they have been updated several times. They're being updated at the moment, even though it's early, because people, various groups complain to the FTC about behaviors of some people online, specifically YouTube, who just had a giant settlement with a huge lawsuit with the FTC. How this affects you is that the rules now say, what's going to go into effect in January, say that content creators, that's me and everybody else who makes a video you enjoy watching, are responsible for being compliant with this rule. And the problem with this is mainly the very vague wording. So if you make a video, you're now required to tell YouTube and the FTC, and this is not a problem just with YouTube, it would apply anywhere on the internet. YouTube's just the biggest place. As the FTC said, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. That's their analogy. You can watch the entire FTC conference on this topic if you want to see, but they said YouTube's the barrel, the creators are fish, it's going to be very easy for us to find them, so we're going to go do sweeps and actually sue individual creators. That's what we are going to do starting in January. And the rules are very vague. I'm going to post them right here so you can look at them. They don't just include, so when you think, oh, that should be easy at first glance, is this video made for kids or not? Well, it's not a Disney cartoon, but my audience is everyone as far as I'm concerned. Do kids, which is legally defined as being under 13, do kids enjoy tiny houses, gardening, dogs, wildlife, baby foxes, birds, going for a hike, making a meal? I don't know. I would hope so. Guys, I personally learned most of the skills I have at this moment in my life, or at least the foundational skills that allowed me to gain the other skills, before I was 13. Do I think most of my audience right now is children under 13? I don't think so, but I don't know. I don't have any ability to collect that data. YouTube itself does all of that. So I don't know. And some of you guys tell me things like, I watch this with my daughter. When you say that, I don't know if your daughter's 50 or 5. I have no idea. I hope whole families are watching things, and I find everything on my channel perfectly acceptable from anybody from 1 to 150. So is my content made for kids? Well, here's the rules for made for kids. You can read them yourself, but the thing that's very concerning is how vague they are. It's not just, did I intend to make this for small children? It says they can come after me and fine me, and this is a fairly serious fine, up to $42,000 per video. I have 545 videos or something like that on the channel right now. If the FTC was to come and determine that all of those could be appealing to kids, I could be fined in the neighborhood of $25 million. I do not have $25 million. This is obviously a very big concern. So the vagueness of saying, is it appealing to kids? Not just did I even intend to make it for kids, was I lying about, oh yes, I tried to make it for kids, but I didn't want to tell you that. But is it appealing to kids? So that's making me and every other creator legally responsible for somebody else's feeling about it. That would be something like saying you're legally responsible for somebody's envy if you drive a car down the road that could appeal to them and it makes the person want to steal it. That's a slightly different analogy, but think about that for a second. I and every other creator are now going to be held responsible for who our videos appeal to, and this is the FTC's checklist. If it includes anything that kids might like watching, any children or any actors appealing to children. Well, I don't know, I would think Burley would be appealing to most children, as would a lot of the wildlife in my videos. If it includes topics children might be interested in. This even goes so far as to say activities children might engage in, like eating cereal. Well, I don't eat cereal, but most families I know eat cereal. Old people eat cereal and young people eat cereal. I mean, are you guys getting how really vague this is? So this is really concerning. It's leaving me in the position, and again, I've got videos linked down below to lawyers discussing this and a lot more info. This is important whether you are also a creator on YouTube or if you're just a viewer who likes watching things. This means that for me and everyone else, I need to check every video. Is this made for kids or is it not? Well, for one, that's a hard decision because as I've just discussed, I think everything on here is made for everyone. Okay, say I want to be safe and say it's not for kids. Then either YouTube or the FTC can come through and say you are lying and sue me up to $42,000 for every single video that they think I'm lying on because they have determined that some aspect of it does appeal to children. This also includes, as you saw, music. It include language for children to be able to understand. Yes, if a child is old enough to speak, I would assume they can understand the language that I use, and so on. So this is very, very vague and very broad. So I have to pick, it's not made for kids, and then I could be in serious legal trouble. Or I can go the safe route and say, yes, all of this is made for kids. Then they can't sue me because I have said, yes, it's made for kids. Then what happens is on YouTube, you will lose this list of features. You will no longer be able to comment, which I know most of you guys, or a lot of you guys enjoy doing because I currently spend 3 to 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, replying to comments and questions I get. So there will be no more comments. There will be no more, the video would not be searchable. So if you go and look for Ariel, Nyth, tiny house video, you won't be able to find it. It will not show up in search results. You will not be able to save it to liked videos or any other playlist. There won't be any community tab where we can chat or interact. And so for all practical purposes, as near as I can tell, the video would basically no longer exist. It would indeed be there, but there would almost be no way for you guys to watch, interact, or find a video if it is marked as made for kids, though I would be safe from being sued. So this is the position I'm in, and I'm a little shocked and a little worried that I'm not seeing more creators of all of my favorite channels, all the other homesteading channels, tiny house channels, family life on the homestead channels. This is a very big deal that I think the original intent of the people putting the rule in place was to protect children online, but the reality of what's likely to happen is to get rid of most family-friendly content online, which I do not think is a good thing. Because now if I want to continue making videos and I want you to be able to find them and watch them and comment on them and so on, I have to mark them as not for kids. Then I run the risk of being sued because the FTC or somebody would decide they are for kids. So to make it clear they're not for kids, I would have to do something in every video that's clearly objectionable. I'd have to start out the video with a string of curse words and swear the whole time. I'd have to do something very violent. I'd have to do something that's so clearly objectionable that anybody from the FTC looking at it would say, okay, that video is indeed not made for kids. I don't want to do that. You guys have watched, if you've been here just today, or if you go back and watch any of the 500 plus videos, you know that is not me. That's not what I do. I'm not interested in doing that. So as I can see, here are my choices right now, and again, this applies to every creator on YouTube. I can mark my videos as not for kids so that you guys can continue to watch them, find them, save them, and comment on them. Then I run the risk of being sued for millions of dollars, and you can look up something about how FTC lawsuits work. They're able to take everything, including your house, your car, your wife's coat, everything away from you and freeze all your bank accounts and so on. That's fairly a big deal, even though I clearly don't have $25 million, so they can't take that from me because I don't have it. But they could take everything I have. I could mark my videos as for kids, and then they basically cease to exist on the internet. You guys won't be able to search for them, you won't be able to comment on them, and so on. Or I could delete all of the videos on my channel to be safe. Just that's the end of the channel. To avoid all of the risks of both of those, and quit making videos. I do not like any of these options. None of this is why I share information with you guys. This is really, really concerning, and we do have a short deadline where we may be able to do something about it. Right now, if you go down below this video, you will find a link to a petition on change.org. It's got close to 500,000 people's signatures when I looked at right before I filmed this video. Hopefully it'll have a lot more shortly. This is a petition to the FTC to reconsider their wording and how this is being handled, because I think a lot of people there aren't really aware of how the modern world works and how the internet works and what is available, and how this would change things to make less family-friendly content and actually get rid of anyone trying to create that and only leave violent and objectionable content. And that has huge implications for the whole future of the internet. And again, this is not just on YouTube. That is one of the main places, however, the FTC has stated that they will be looking for content because it's like a barrel to shoot fish in. So please go sign that petition if this is of concern to you, and right below that is a link where you can actually comment directly to the FTC. They're taking comments through, you should double check on this, I think it's December 9th, but let's not get to the deadline. Go comment right now today when you are seeing this, and explain why this is concerning to you. Maybe we can get them to change this rule before it goes into effect in January and most family-friendly content disappears off the internet, or your favorite creators are facing life-ending fines. And please, in those comments, just take a couple things into consideration. Don't make a comment to the FTC just screaming that this is terrible, don't do it. Let's try to have a constructive comment about the issue that actually concerns you, that something along the lines of, you know, I am very concerned about that this will actually harm children more than help them, that it's going to create a less family-friendly place on the internet, it's going to damage creators that create all the content that I want or make it entirely go away, that the possibility of a creator being fined for and held responsible for language that is so vague that it makes every creator responsible for another person's feelings and possible attractiveness to a video, which is something that I cannot control at all. None of us can control another person's feelings about something that is so vague that it is a serious legal problem for creators. And I don't know what I'm going to do. What would you guys do if this was your situation? Continue to make videos that really no one will be able to see, comment, save, etc. Which, I mean, takes a huge amount of time, guys. I'm going to be okay either way. If I can't ever make another video and share it with you guys, Burley and I will still be here cuddling in front of our fireplace, growing food, going for hikes. It's not the end of the world for me. It will just be the end of any of you guys knowing anything about my world. Would you pick that? Would you keep going with the risk of being fined for millions of dollars? Or would you, you know, just delete the whole channel and go on with your life without sharing it with other people? And I enjoy sharing things with you folks. A lot of you guys seem to enjoy it, enjoy learning things. I like when people can learn from my mistakes so they don't do the same things I do, or learn new skills that I was blessed to be able to learn from somebody else who knew them. I would like to keep being able to do that. I would not like to see it end. But if we can't get this changed, this will be the end of me and every other family-friendly content that I can think of. The channels I personally enjoy watching include gardening and homesteading and families doing things as cooking and backpacking. Those are all things that could potentially be determined to be appealing to children. So look at these rules, think about those actual qualifications. If you are a creator, please take this very seriously. Go watch some of the other videos below with people like lawyers detailing exactly how this is going to affect you. And if you're not a creator, creator, if you are a viewer and you enjoy watching this kind of thing, if you guys ever go watch Doug and Stacy, and sometimes their grandkids are in the channel and they have things like baby chicks that that certainly could appeal to children, or if you watch Fit Farmer where their whole family works together in the garden, so there's child actors in the video, or if you watch Charles Dowding on gardening and he grows beautiful vegetables, that could be appealing to children, or if you like watching wildlife and watching bison walk through the snow, that could be appealing to children. All of this is in jeopardy. So please go sign the petition below, comment to the FTC a coherent adult sounding comment, so that we can actually do something constructive and helpful and maybe get this rule changed. And if you have more questions, watch all the videos that I am going to link below here. I'm going to not even have any of my normal info under there. On the Show More tab under this video is where all this stuff is going to be linked. And go check out what other people are saying. Look at the video from YouTube itself and look at what you stand to lose. This is very concerning. I don't know what I'm going to do about it, but it might be the end of this channel. I really would like to see that not be the case. And I'm assuming most of you would as well. And share this with your favorite creators. If you have other creators you watch, share this with them, because I only see a handful of people talking about this, and this affects everyone because those definitions are so broad that somebody could decide that almost anything is of interest to a child and shut down what is going on, which I think is a very scary direction to take the future of the internet. I am all about children being safe. I think that is a wonderful thing. I think this is a misguided, misintentioned rule that will actually lead to more harm than good for children. And as you can see in the comments below, even a lot of these lawyers and such, these are parents of multiple children. This is not just people that want to do whatever they want, screw the children. You know, these are parents who have concerns about their own children and think this is a bad thing for children. I don't have my own children other than this guy, but that's something to take into consideration. So share this far and wide. Before this deadline, you know, comes in a couple weeks, let's see if we can get the FTC to be aware of enough people being concerned of this to please change this rule before it goes into effect in January. This is a really big deal, guys. Hi folks, Ariel over here. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time watching these videos. Hopefully you found something beautiful, educational, interesting, peaceful, relaxing, or useful while you were here. If so, find more videos here, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and if you like what you found here, feel free to like and share away so that others can benefit as well. You all have a wonderful